Hey everybody, Brandon Clifford here, Global Franchise Solutions, franchise consultancy firm based in Southern New Hampshire, connecting awesome entrepreneurs with fantastic franchise opportunities. And today we have one of my great partners on the line with us. We have Andrew Pudalov from Rush Bowls out there in sunny Colorado. Hey, how are you, Andrew?
Great. Happy to be here, Brandon.
Awesome. I'm excited for you to take some time on your busy day. I mean, Rush Bowls is exploding, over 100 locations sold in the last year and a half. And, you're telling me you think you guys are opening like one store a week or something crazy like that this year. So yeah, I know you're a busy guy. So thanks for sharing with us a little bit about your brand. And so let's just jump right into it. Why don't you tell us just a tiny bit? I think your story is awesome, and something that can resonate really, a lot with our audience. So tell us a little bit about yourself prior to Rush Bowls and why you kind of got into this business.
Sure. Thanks again for having me here, firstly. I have a kind of, I would say, unique story. I worked and lived in New York City for a long time. I worked my way up the banking ladder. I worked in derivative trading. I eventually became global head of derivative trading for National Australia Bank. And then we had a bit of obviously, catastrophe. So my wife was in the World Trade Center in 1993, the first time they tried to bomb it, and she got out, and it was her first day back from maternity, and we both lived in the city with two children, and 9/11 happened. Mm-hmm. And from that day forward, that changed our lives. Right there and then, I said, you know what? I'm really good at what I did, but I want to do something totally different and live in Boulder, Colorado, a little bit away from the crazy Manhattan life. So in 2004, we moved out here, and I started the business right away because I felt there was a great need for health food in particular. We're talking 15 years ago when, health food was important, but not the attention it has now. Mm-hmm. So right away, we started the bowl concept. I started the bowl concept, and it really was to provide young adults healthy meals on the go. So giving them the nutrition that basically they couldn't get in college campuses or nearby. So the whole ideology is quick, grab and go, clean product, clean nutrition. And it really took off right away from there. And we've grown immensely from that day. And we still have a cult-like following around the country now because, as the students graduated from Colorado University, they've moved all over. And fortuitously now, we can support them in a lot of places. And we're opening college towns and neighborhoods, actually, all over the nation.
Yeah, and you didn't rush into franchising, like you said. I mean, you guys opened in 2004, I think you said, right, out in Colorado? Right. And so what made you decide to go franchising? Like, what kind of brought that about?
So, every year since I opened in 2004, I was asked to franchise. And there's always saying, don't do what you don't know, do what you know. And I was tentative at best. I started a wholesale company with Rush Bowls frozen form. But I met Buddy Brown in late 2015 and early 2016. He and I really hit it off. He's the 24th largest franchisee in the nation of any food concept, mostly Hardee's. And he himself was looking for a little bit of healthy food diversification. So he and I decided then and there to basically launch Rush Bowl Franchising. And when you look at franchising, what people don't tell you, and is really important, and what I focused on, is it Wizard of Oz? What's behind the curtain? And it was imperative for me to provide our franchisees with huge infrastructure to make sure, their success is ultimately our success. And I wanted to drive that with the infrastructure that we could afford. And Buddy really had a franchisee perspective, or being a franchisee of 300 stores. Mm-hmm. And I was coming at it from more of the franchisor perspective. So it really was a dream team situation. And he could provide a great deal of infrastructure. And that was very, very important to me. And that's why we started Rush Bowl Franchise.
Awesome, awesome. And so, as you know, me, I play matchmaker. So I'm connecting entrepreneurs with brands, and so I'm always kind of looking for when I'm working with different, candidates, clients out there on what the match might be. So for you, for Rush Bowls, who are you guys looking for? Who makes an awesome Rush Bowls franchisee?
You know, it's kind of very, very broad. It's people, since the concept is relatively easy to operate, it's low employee count, small square footage, no hoods or anything like that, efficient business. You really, most of the product comes in flash frozen. So it's people that have a business mindset and a health focus. So, what we look for is people that are concerned about health and want to really help their community, but are business people. They understand how businesses operate. And since this concept is so simple to operate, it really has broad appeal to a lot of people, whether they're young. We have a 21-year-old franchisee who's amazing. Ethan, he graduated college and wanted to do Rush Bowls. He loved the product so much. So he just opened on the campus of Indiana. And then we have retirement executives at, different positions, high-level executives. And, they want to do it part of their retirement. So, and then you have working couples that want to do it. So we have a diverse group of franchisees, but generally have health focus and are business savvy.
Yeah, awesome. And so obviously the reason why someone buys a franchise is they don't want to have to reinvent the wheel. They want that support, that structure that you mentioned that, Buddy Brown and you and, your history brings to the team. So, what sort of like core support and training can a new Rush Bowl franchisee expect?
So one of the reasons I partnered with Buddy, he and I thought it was imperative to bring, real training to the franchisees. So we start right away. Basically, we meet you, make sure it's the right fit, and then roughly a month before you're about to open, you'll fly out to Colorado. You'll train in Denver with our team in Denver and some in Boulder also. We have a training facility here. You'll get a real flow of it for about a week. You bring your manager or your significant other, and we'll work diligently to make sure you're up to speed. And then, basically, 3 or 4 days before you open, we send a team out to your store, and they work with you to get you opening, make sure everything's in place, make sure everyone's trained. Ultimately, it is your employees, so we're going to train you to train them, but we'll work with you to make sure we're giving you our expertise, make sure everything goes smoothly. We'll have you interview with PR companies and all that fun stuff, and we'll make sure, you open up strong.
Yeah, and I mean, Buddy having that, history of, owning, 400 locations or whatever, something crazy.
300, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, and you obviously, you operate in multi-units as well. You really cater to the multi-unit operator and can add a lot of, mentoring and wisdom and knowledge of how to manage from afar, which a lot of QSR concepts you really can't do.
Right.
So that's a huge advantage, absolutely. So
one thing I'll tell you, it's always funny. I built it from scratch, so everyone can ask a question, and I certainly will have an answer.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit different than when a franchisee comes in and they haven't built it from scratch. So when they're talking to me, I understand the trials and tribulations.
Been there, done that, 100%.
Yes.
So what's the average investment it takes to get open with the Rush Bowls?
And there's a huge variance basically on where you are in the country. There's a franchise fee associated, but roughly $250 to $499, $500 if you're in Palo Alto and the square footage is off the charts. But
primarily we're looking at a small square foot, 600.
Yeah, generally 700 to 1,000. We have very successful franchisees that have like 1,300, 1,400. They have seating inside. That's up to them if they like that or not. But one thing I will tell you, we're very hands-on. We try and assist whether you're a franchisee that has a great deal of knowledge. We can help you as much as you need, or no knowledge. It will help you from soup to nuts. So we built the infrastructure to really help our franchisees succeed.
Awesome, cool. So Like I told you before, I've been to the location in Nashville, love the product. My daughter, always bothers me and wants to know when I'm going to bring a Rush Bowls to New Hampshire. So hopefully we can find one soon. And but if I'm someone who's health focused and has a business mind and wants to get into this space, how can I learn more about Rush Bowls?
Sure, there's certainly plenty of ways you can. Certainly, you're here, so you want to reach out to a qualified broker, reach out to Brandon Clifford. Besides that, you can go to Rush Bowls. We have a franchising website, and you can just go to rushbowls.com and hit franchising. It'll take you to that site and go over all the information. And we're just happy to get people on board.
Awesome. Well, Andrew, thank you very much for your time today, guys. Definitely check out rushbowls.com, and there's lots of great videos on there to kind of get a feel for the brand. You'll see the branding's really cool and the product's amazing, like I said. And you can definitely also reach out to me, 978-891-7145, or feel free to check out my website, www.globalfranchisesolutions.com. All right, thanks a lot, Andrew. Have a great day.
Thank you, Brandon.
Bye.